Hello everyone, Tony this side. First of all, I would like to wish you all a very happy new year. I wish you get lots of success and you all make lots of money and profits, and this year becomes the life-changing year for all of you. That's all what I can wish for. And also I would like you all to stay safe, because you all know the COVID situation is rising in India again. So today I'm going to discuss for the first time on my YouTube channel about stocks, and I just thought that discussing about Nifty and Bank Nifty would be a good idea to start with. So I have the Nifty chart, right, and I'm just going to describe a bit what is happening in last 3 weeks and how I have traded it. You all have seen already, and what we can expect next. Okay, so this was in December when I first shared my idea that if price does not close above 17,600, price is more likely to visit 16,700, this zone, right? So this was in December. In the beginning, I posted in my Twitter and on Telegram channel as well that from here price is more likely to hit 16,700. It did, so that worked. That's quite good. After that, we like I just thought that I should take some time to understand if price continue going down or it's making the reversal. And I think this was 24th of December when this candle, this black candle formed, right? And after that I was quite sure that it is going up and it more likely to hit 17,900, and fortunately I got like a complete 1,000 points move in Nifty. But how did I do that, right? So that is a big question that cannot be answered in few minutes, but I would like to give you a general idea what you could have expect. So if you have noticed that if you notice the trend of Nifty, right? So this was let's take the brush here. This was the consolidation, right? After this consolidation, this was the first breakout. Okay, when price broke out after an accumulation, so from the market cycle we know that first it accumulates, it breaks out for the phase one, then it reaccumulate, right? So it reaccumulated here, then it broke out, then it reaccumulated again, and then it broke out. So we had 3 consolidation zone since last 6 months in Nifty. When price made the top in October and started dropping, so the first zone definitely was not going to hold, so that didn't work out, it got broken. Now what is the next area we have where the last time big players bought? That was this zone, right? So that's why I was expecting that price can more likely hit the top of this zone, and that was around 16,700, and that worked. The idea played very well, and in December we got this move, right? So when price started pumping up, we are never sure, like as a technical analyst I can't be 100% like that price is definitely going to 17,900 from exact this price to exact that price. So what do? We play with probabilities, right? And what the probability will say, if you think that price is at the same area where 3 months ago big players were buying, if price is in same area and stop taking the lows, like do you notice like from this drop, this candle price dropped lower, every day price was going to the previous day low, but all of a sudden price started going higher, right? Price started going higher from the previous day, so that is the first sign of strength. So that's why whenever it happens after a trend, price starts taking the highs, we should just wait for a couple of days and see what price wants to do. And the same we did. What happened then? There, if you notice this one, this was a high. So if I just go ahead and check it on 3-hour chart, let's go to the 3-hour chart. If we go to the 3-hour chart, you would notice that price had started making again higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So when price starts making higher highs and higher lows, start making an uptrend, and that's what we understand from the basic market structure. And if you are quite new with all this and technical analysis, you can find my old video that's not related to stocks about crypto, but that explains about market structure very well. You can find it in the learning playlist. Okay, So you would understand that why higher highs and higher lows are the beginning of uptrend, and that's why I find out that from this area 16,900 price is more likely to go up. Okay, but when price is more likely to go up, how I was so sure that price is likely to go 17,900? Okay, Tony, I understand that you find out that price is reversing, you saw the higher highs and higher lows, but why 17,900? Okay, so let's go to the daily chart again. Let me show you why. So we just have to go back to the first wave up of the Nifty. Okay, and if you just focus the higher highs and higher lows from the last move up, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, boom, right? So this was the trend. When price made its final leg upside, tell me which level was the last resistance it had faced before the top. This one. What was this price? This was 17,900, right? So 17,900 had worked a resistance when price was going up. So what do you think? When price will return, will it work or not? Well, 100% nobody can say, but what we should do, as the game of probability says, that we should just look for it. We should respect this, that more likely price is going to work as a resistance again. And what happened here is, when on 6th of January price hit it, it started working as resistance in last 2 days, Thursday and Friday. The weekend was about consolidating below resistance, right? So that's why 17,900 was quite important. So when we start making higher highs from here, right, I just thought that we should look back at the top. Now there could be one more question in your mind. Okay, so you said that worked as a resistance, I understand. Okay, but what about this? What about this? Why didn't I count this one? I counted this one. Okay, so the reason of that is that if you notice, this resistance was more important for this wave. Okay, this resistance was more important for this wave. Okay, this resistance was more important for this wave, right? So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. We have 3 resistance at this area. Okay, but this has worked twice more than this one. The 3 has worked twice more than 1. The second has worked 1 time extra than 1. So 1 is the level which has worked not at all. 1 has never worked except this breakout. Look, let me remove the brush, that will clear you. Look, this has worked for this, this has worked for this, but this level has also worked for this leg, right? This level has worked for this and this also, but this level has worked for only 1 breakout, right? So if you notice that this was a complete momentum, in this momentum, this was the level which has given only 1 resistance. However, this level has worked for this leg too. So this has worked 3 times, but this has worked once. So there is a high probability that it is going to work once. Okay, when you face such kind of confusion, and even I do face this kind of problem sometimes. So what I do, I go on high time frame. So when we go on the weekly chart, so you will notice when price started moving up, right? When price started moving up, this was the level which made the first black candle, right? So this was the one which has worked more effectively than any of other 2 levels, and that's why I felt that this price is more important than the others. Okay, and if I just took it to the exact high, let me use the magnet. If I just use the exact high here, you would notice that price has exactly hit this level, right? If I move it, price has hit exactly this level, to this exact level, right? So that's why I was quite sure that price is more likely to affect this one, because this was the level which was the last one before price moved for blow off top, right? So I have used 3 to 4 words which I can definitely say many of you will not understand because you are quite new to technical analysis, but over the period of time, if you will follow through my videos, I will explain them slowly. Maybe I will make videos on finding such levels to the learning material as well. Throughout the year there are several days to come, several videos to come. Okay, so that's why I could find out that 17,900 is going to be the key level. That worked as well. Okay, what next I expect is, let's go to the 3-hour chart. Okay, so on the 3-hour chart, what do we have here is that this was the last support area. You can count this one or this one because support is never aligned. It's a like kind of a zone, right? So this is the support area, this is the resistance area. So as long as we are trading in between, this is a sideways zone and there's no bias, right? And especially when price has hit a significant resistance, that price may drop further. Okay, price may drop to the last consolidation zone on this time frame, that was here. Okay, in this zone price can, if price drops below this blue line, below this support, it can drop to this zone. If price closes above this zone and breaks this high, that was November high, right? So if price breaks November high, price can go for a price discovery, and that's what I have written here as well, that close above this and you go to 20k, right? So if price starts closing above this on the weekly chart, I expect that Nifty will continue going for a price discovery. Okay, however, whenever week starts, I usually don't like to make a bias because due to COVID and many other situations, there are like many possibilities always. Okay, and especially in this high volatility, price may go up or down anytime. So I don't stick to any specific bias before week starts. So we would like to see how weekly opens tomorrow, and I may make another video in the midweek to explain what next on the Nifty. But for now, I'm watching this as resistance. I'm watching this 17,600 as support, and anything in between is a sideways zone for me. A breakout above makes like price discovery, below is more likely to retest this consolidation zone around 17,400. Okay, let's come to the Bank Nifty. To be honest, Bank Nifty has been like a better chart in terms of price action, right? So in Bank Nifty, following the Nifty prediction, I was quite sure that at this level that price is going to visit this magnet zone. 34k was my target. That was slightly missed, right? But if you have been following me in my Telegram journal, that time I clearly mentioned that if price hits 34,100, it may not need to hit 33,900. Okay, and it happened, though I was expecting that it could hit 33,900 exactly, but it worked from 3,400 as well. And why I was expecting that this zone could be the bottom. Okay, so the same which I explained in the Nifty, look at this zone. This was the consolidation, right? It was a 3-month consolidation in Bank Nifty, and that's where the movement began, right? That's where the leg began, the final leg began in Bank Nifty when price was returning. So how do I trade? I personally like to trade with the stop losses, where big players would be buying, banks will be buying. Okay, so I was just thinking, if I am a retailer and if I have bought anywhere around 35,000 and I'm expecting a target of like 50,000. Okay, so like if you would be saying, what, 50,000 from 35,000, why I would be holding that kind of position? So I just wanna tell you, my friends, like maybe as a retailer or as a small player, you may be trading intraday, you may be trading for swing like a week, but there are many players who trade for moves like 10,000, 15,000. So I'm talking about them, not about you particularly when I say about you. Okay, so whenever everybody would have bought after this consolidation, what do you think where he would be considering his invalidation? So if anybody buying in this consolidation or bought after the breakout of this consolidation, I would expect that he would be placing his stop loss either here or either here, right? So this is the best place to place a stop loss if you are buying anywhere above this after the breakout, right? So when price starts dropping back, so what whales want, like what the big players want, they just want you to liquidate, or they just want to like throughout people who had holded their positions for a long time. So whenever price reverse from a specific local top or local bottom, it more likely to go to the place where everybody would have placed their stop losses. The reason is simple, because they want to force you to go out of their position. And definitely this was a place of stop loss, this was a place of stop loss. So when price broke below inside this range, right inside the last breakout, when price dropped below it, it was quite clear that price is going to hit these two levels, and that worked. So that worked at the downside. Okay, and similarly, why I came bullish after this, the first reason was simple, because whoever shorted here, whoever like the big players who wanted you to come out of your position, they throw you out here. Now what next? What next is the reversal. How would I know that if it is the reversal? Look at this, very simple: high, low, higher high. So when price broke above this, it was quite easy that price is going to hit the same zone, the same area, like I explained in Nifty, and price did that. Okay, so now the question is, what next? What should we expect in Bank Nifty? So I would like you to take you with the same way, go to the weekly chart, right? And if you go to the weekly chart, you would notice that this was the February high. In March or February? Okay, it was February high, right? So this was February high. So this was the place where Bank Nifty faced first time resistance when it broke its all-time high, or 2020 high. This was the first area where it stopped. So what do you think, when price returns to this area, how it is going to work? We don't know, but what probability says? Probability says that we should respect that. So the same way, I have drawn a level here, right? And I expect my bias that if price breaks through this, you would notice that price has tried to broke it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 3 days straight price tried to broke this level, but it failed, right? It is coming back, dropping back and closing below. So more likely there is a chance of retracement and price can drop. 20 to 30% correction is expected. You can go on 3-hour chart, and in this, if this level is going to work, definitely this is going to push back price at least to this zone, because on hourly chart you would notice there is consolidation here. So I'm expecting the retest of 37 or 36,800 would be great if we get rejected here. Okay, but if we successfully closes above this, or tomorrow we gap up, which I don't think is going to happen, but like I can't be so sure, like saying don't think or not, may or may not would be a better way to deliver my words. But what I'm expecting is, like, price is more likely to make some correction here, but if it closes above this high, the Friday high, then I'm quite bullish on it, and price is more likely to hit 42k maybe in January itself, okay, or by mid-February. That's what I expect. And I have already posted in my Telegram channel and Twitter also that I expect a new high. So when I say about correction, it does not mean that I'm very bearish and price may go down like to 33. It may or it may not, but not at the moment. At the moment I'm quite bullish, but just waiting for small corrections that will also help me to make new positions. Okay, so about somebody asked me about Grasim, like why did you take this position, right? So this was my last week trade, and this worked very well. I'm quite happy because it was more than 4-hour trade. So why I took it, that was a question, so I would like to explain and give a minute on it too. So let's come to the same theory. So for now, look at this. When price was going up, it was making higher highs, higher lows. Simple, it was in uptrend, right? So when price started dropping, so I was correlating it with Nifty and Bank Nifty too. Okay, so whenever I feel that Bank Nifty or Nifty is going to make bottom, I start watching the stock. So if you notice, look at this support. I have also drawn it like this one. This has worked as resistance, right? Support. So when price reached this area, so this was already a buying zone, but I never buy such kind of support and resistance directly. I usually wait for confirmations. So what I did when price was there, I went to the small time frame, that was 3-hour chart, and on the 3-hour chart I noticed that price has started making higher highs and higher lows. Look at this. So look at this, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, but all of a sudden price made a higher high, right? So this high was broken here. Okay, so I give me a minute, let me make it like this. So this was actually this lower high, lower low, and then a higher high. When candle closed above this high, I just thought that I also mentioned that it is an aggressive entry because the confirmation would be above this, right? I also mentioned this when I was taking this trade. So if you're following my journal just for learning, okay, that is not a signal service, definitely not. So if you're following my journal for learning purpose, I mentioned there that it is an aggressive entry because I just bought the breakout, but fortunately it worked for me. Okay, it worked for me and price boomed. So that's why I took the Grasim trade. So whoever asked me that question in direct message, I hope you would watch this video and you will understand. So I would also like to share my stocks for this week. So I'm already bought Pidlite, which I bought around 2370. That was, I think we will find the chart here. Okay, yeah, it was. So Pidlite is almost hitting the final target, right? So I bought it around 2370. I bought Pidlite here, right? So but now I'm waiting for it to hit or make some correction around 2550 or 2600. If it does so, if price retests this high, right, so I would be a buyer again, and that would be a good opportunity to target 28 or 3000 even, because I have my final target is around 3100. So I expect that to happen also, but Pidlite may take time to retest this. That's why I have set an alarm here, right? You can see. So if price retest to 2600, I would be a buyer again. And Pidlite had just made its all-time high, right? So it's in price discovery. So if you buy such stock, you have to be quite active with them, because if they start their correction to below the previous high, that may be a deep correction. So I would like it to stay above this consolidation or these highs, that is 2400 to 2500 zone. So that's what I have on Pidlite. And next, the same concept I have for Apple. I bought around 1300, so it's almost an entry. It has broken its all-time high, right? So it has broken its all-time high, so it's a free air. You can say no resistance above, so that's why I expect that it can hit 1600 somewhere there. Okay, so I bought it on this day. I think this day I bought it, right? So if it retest again this level like 1260 or 1270, I would like to add more, because I think Apple has good fundamentals as well, and it is more likely to go up. So Apple is a good stock for this week for me. Pidlite, maybe not in January, but in February it may retest, so I will just keep it in watch list. The third segment I'm watching is cement sector, because I think cements are breaking out. So I already have my position in Ramco Cement. I think I have the chart for Ramco Cement too. So yeah, Ramco Cement I've already bought and it's doing quite good, and I expect it to hit 1100 at least from here. Okay, so Ramco Cement is one of my list. Already I have bought, so that's not for a new position, not gonna add as well. But Indian Cement is catching the eyes. The reason is it is broken an important high. Okay, so if we just go on the daily chart, yes it is. So you would notice that price has been an uptrend since COVID 2020 crash, and after that it was facing resistance around 225, but finally after two failed attempts, this has broken this, and I expect it to hit 290 in upcoming like 2 weeks or 3 weeks maybe. So I would be a buyer if it retest any of these two highs, like if it retest like 235 or sorry 232 or Anywhere below 235 or 234, I would be a buyer in it, up to 225, and I expect that it may hit to 890. The reason I have explained that it has broken an important high with 2 failed attempt and third has been successful. That shows the strength. Okay, and with this strength I expect that it to continue around 290. And Ambuja Cement also I think is doing good. That I've been tracking since 300. Yes, it is doing quite good. So Ambuja Cement as well, I think I should make another chart for better understanding. Yes, this one is quite easy to understand because I personally don't trade trend lines, so better I explain the way I do. So if we notice, Ambuja Cement made a high in September, right? So why it looks a good chart, I would explain you here. Then it dropped, right? Price tried to break, made a lower low, lower high, lower low, okay? Then a lower low again, right? So if you notice, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then lower low, right? So it was in downtrend, right? Or you can say correction, not a downtrend, but on this time frame it was in downtrend since September. Price was going down, but all of a sudden if you notice, price has broken its previous high. It had made a higher high. So if price had made a higher high and more likely it makes a higher low here, then it can definitely go back to the same area or even higher. So that's what I expect on the Ambuja Cement. Okay, and if you notice why I expect that this is more likely to work, because you might be asking that there it had also made a higher high, why I didn't buy it here but I expect it to buy here when it broken this, right? So that could be your question too. Maybe it was not your question, but you should understand this as well. So when price broke above this area, okay, when price broke above this area, it was retesting a important resistance. Look at this. The same way I explained in Nifty chart, when Bank Nifty chart, it was retesting this area. So when price retests this area, it makes bearish SFP pattern, right? So this one, when price dropped from there, it had broken this. So that was a bearish SFP pattern, which target of rejection here is usually this. If you don't know what is bearish SFP pattern, you can DM me on Twitter or Telegram. I can send you the pattern details as well. Okay, some people do trade it like head and shoulder, in my opinion. Like I can see it was kind of head and shoulder here, right? So it was a kind of head and shoulder pattern. That's why I didn't buy here. Okay, but now what has changed this time? Okay, so if you notice, this was a quite important support at 360 for Ambuja Cement, which I wanted it to hold, to be honest, because price made a failed lower low here, right? So that was quite important because price bought up twice at this zone, but all of a sudden with the Nifty dropped, it drops, okay, and it pumps back the next day. So what is that? That is a bear trap, okay, or you can say a kind of a trap you to sell your position, kind of capitulation, because whenever price closes like this, there are many breakout traders. Okay, many people trade breakouts. They would be like, price has broke the horizontal support and now I can sell it because price is going to hit the next low. That's not how it works. Price works always through the bank algorithm, and that was a capitulation candle. The next day price pumped back again and closes above the previous high. That is a very strong sign bulls want to go up, and that's why I expect that if it retests anywhere near 380, I will be a buyer, and I expect that it can definitely move like 10 to 15% from here. Okay, so that's what I expect from the Ambuja Cement. Okay, so this was all on the topic, right? So if you are new and you are not you are so far not joined my journal, right, you can just go ahead and join me on Telegram too. I will share my Telegram link on the description as well in the video. Okay, so this is my Telegram journal where I share my stock ideas sometimes, and if you know that this was the chart I shared for Bank Nifty, which was like I shared from 35,481 and now it's like 3,600 points up. So, and this is just for my journal record, but I think if there are more people around there, we can discuss in future as well. and we can make like this community big, and we can make it good for education of each other. And if you are not on Telegram, you can also DM me on Twitter. Okay, my username is wowitstony92 on Twitter. On Telegram it's wow, it's Tony only, there is no 92 in my Telegram username. So you can also DM me there, and feel free to leave your reviews, your comments, your suggestions in the comments below on YouTube as well, because if you would leave your comments, suggestions, and you would share your reviews, that will all definitely motivate me to make more videos about stocks. I usually like to talk people. I usually like to stay between people to share my ideas and to listen to them. So if it works out with all of us, that's definitely going to help all of us. So I would definitely expect some love from you all, and if you really like my video, do like it and do share it with your friends, and you can subscribe if you want to watch my future videos as well. And this was all from my end, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and stay safe. COVID situation is rising in India, so stay safe, stay at home if possible. If there's no need of urgent piece of work, so don't go out please, and take care of your family as well. Have a good day and have a happy new year. Wish you good luck. Bye bye.